Welcome back to the John, your daily sports dump, where we plunge into the sports world. We are a sports pipeline for breaking news, game recaps, and the hottest takes in the sports industry. So while you're taking care of business, let us flush out the details and fill you in what's happening. So take a seat, get comfortable, and make sure you have plenty of TP. It's time to explode the commode. I'm your host, John, and today we're going to be doing my Men's College World Series special. So guys, if you didn't know, the Men's College World Series has finally been set. Coastal Carolina versus LSU. What a great matchup we have. Coastal Carolina is riding a 26-game win streak heading into this final Men's College World Series of the year. LSU, on the other hand, just came off of a huge walk-off win against their fellow SEC friends, or foes, I'll say, in Omaha. Walk-off win to send them to the Men's College World Series. But let's look at some stats here for Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina, 56 wins, 11 losses. Most wins in college baseball this season. Their team batting average, 290. One of the best nationally. Another thing that they're elite at is getting on base. They have an on-base percentage as a team of .408, which is elite. Also, a very great power hitting team with a 440 and a great power hitting team with a slugging percentage of 447. A great mix of speed and power on this team. Also, if you guys just think that they are a one-dimensional team, they are not. They have one of the best pitching staffs in the entire country. They have a team ERA of 3.21 and a team WHIP of 1.18. They are insanely strong and efficient and hit their spots. They don't miss. You need to score. The team, Coastal Carolina has, on average, gives up in the whole College World Series. They haven't lost a game, by the way. They are 8-0 in the whole NCAA tournament. They have given up a total of 3 runs on average in every game. So if you are not scoring more than 3 runs against this team, you are more than likely not winning. Another thing that Coastal Carolina is great at is their walk-to-strikeout ratio. They have 359 walks on the season. They are elite on getting on base and also not just walks, but also hit by pitches. They lead the nation with 176 hit by pitches. So this team they've talked about, if you guys have been watching the Men's College World Series, something that they practice in the offseason is getting hit by pitches. And now, yes, there have been some moments in the Men's College World Series where they've leaned in and let a ball or two hit them when they just lean in, you can tell. But the reason that makes the person who makes this whole engine go on offense especially is who I want to focus on right now. Cade Bodine, he is their leadoff hitter who's a catcher. We don't usually see that. He's hitting 326. He has over 300 average. He doesn't hit for a lot of power. I like to relate him a lot to Luis Arias. I think they're very similar in the fact that they are very contact driven. They don't hit a lot of home runs. They're great leadoff guys. They set the tone. But the difference between him and Luis Arias is how elite Bodine is behind the plate and catching. This dude is one of I think, the best college catcher that I have seen with my own eyes. Now, yes, I'm 19, so take it with a grain of salt. But I think he's the best, not only on the offensive side, but on the defensive side. This dude makes any ball look like a strike. A ball could be on the white on the other batter's box, and he could frame it and bring it into the strike zone. That's just how elite his framing is, and they did a whole great segment on during one of his games to show how elite he is at framing and how much work he puts at it. But another thing, we talked about how great their pitching is. I want to talk about their pitching. They're led by 2 stars, Riley Eichhoff and Jacob Morrison. These 2 dudes will both be big leaguers and will be making millions of dollars by this time next year. Eichhoff is a redshirt senior, so he's in his 5th year of college, and he saved his best for last. He's a 3.10 ERA, and Jacob Morrison is going to be a star in the MLB. He had a rough freshman year, but this year, he has the build for it. He is 6'8", he has a 2.08 ERA, and has pitched 104 innings. So not only does this guy give you innings, not only does he have the length and height that we rarely see in pitchers now, he also has strikeout stuff. His changeup, he is a sinker ball pitcher. His strikeout, he is disgusting. he is one of the best pitchers in baseball, and a lot of people just don't think of him because, oh, it's Coastal Carolina, it's a smaller school. But no, they're one of the best teams in college, and they're also playing another great team in LSU who has a 317 average, 329 runs, 389 hits, 305 RBIs, and this is all just an SEC play, but still, SEC, like we saw this year, 13 teams made it to the NCAA tournament. So you have to be really cutthroat to be out. And you think of LSU, you think of Jared Jones, you think of these guys on offense that makes them so elite, but you have to look here. I'm looking right now. Cade Anderson, we know he's going to be a top 5 pick in the MLB draft. I mean, he's their Friday night starter. He had a 14 strikeout game earlier this year against Oklahoma, and has an ERA of 2.08. So not only is he elite, was he elite during the midseason against Oklahoma, he also has been able to continue that throughout the whole season. And Anthony Ianson is 11-2 in the postseason. This dude is disgusting. He throws 100 and makes it look like it is one of the easiest things to do. He's a consistent weekend starter for them, and he is a very, very good number 2 option. Like, these two pitching lineups or matchups will be really great, considering both Morrison and Eichhoff are elite, and Ianson and Cade Anderson are also very elite. Another great reliever. Both of these teams have great relievers, but person I want to focus on for LSU is Chase Shores. He had a great outing in the Super Regional. He threw 3 in the third. Okay. Another person that I want to focus on is Chase Shores. He has been great really this whole postseason. He struck out 3 and 1 1/3 perfect innings in the Super Regional. And also, he's another one of these dudes who just hits 100, 102 like it's nobody's business. He makes it look like effortless, which is something that is – it's just more depth for a team that doesn't need it. And then we go to another bullpen guy, Kason Evans. 4 1/3 innings in a win against UCLA in the College World Series. Their staff has hovered basically around the 3. Their ERAs are very similar, Coastal Carolina and LSU. But just because you've seen, those guys, I want you guys to really – Jared Jones is someone that's going to be, I think, a star in the MLB. But I think that the reason I cannot see – LSU has a great 1, and Ianson's good, Shores is good, but I don't see how they can score more than 3 runs against this Coastal Carolina team with how hot Coastal Carolina is. I mean, Coastal Carolina just scored 11 runs on Louisville, who was in basically every game that they played this postseason, and Coastal Carolina made them look like little boys. I just don't see how Coastal Carolina loses, and I don't see how LSU can beat them. One maybe, but even then, Coastal Carolina is playing their best baseball at the most important time of the regular season. They have the most wins in college baseball for a reason. They're one of the best teams in baseball. I just think that I can't pick against Coastal Carolina. Also, Coastal Carolina, how great would this be? How great of a story would this be? You're 2 times in Omaha. You've won both games. You've won it both times. 2016, they were sort of a underdog, and I feel like this year they also were. Even though they're the 13th ranked national seed, I feel like they're not getting that praise that they should until now, where they're the only 2 teams left. They're one of the only 2 teams left. I think that people are finally starting to realize, and it's too late to realize that they're this dominant. They're going to win the national championship. They're going to extend this win streak to 28 games. They're going to go down as one of the best college baseball teams, I think, in the 2010s. I think in the era, just how dominant they are on the pitching side and how great they are offensively. It is remarkable that they are just getting the praise. They should have been getting this praise all season long. They have been elite throughout the whole season, and it's frustrating that they finally get their love when they reach Omaha, when it's not like Jacob Morrison and Riley Eichhoff have been just good in Omaha. They've been good the whole season. I mean, they swept Auburn. They won out their regional. They haven't lost a game since April 28th. If that and that is something that they just bring up now, but it's like you need to know that going into these teams. The only other teams that know that they were this good were the teams that played them in their regionals and lost. So that's another frustrating thing. I think that's another thing that is really frustrating me with the media is they're going to give you teams like LSU, Arkansas, all these sort of great teams, but it's like, why are we not showing Coastal Carolina love? They're going to win the national championship. They're going to beat LSU. I think going into Omaha, I wanted Coastal Carolina to win. I didn't think any team could match up well with Coastal Carolina, and I really don't see how Coastal Carolina loses a game. Yes, I think they're going to go the whole postseason without a loss. They look too dominant. The beating that they put on Louisville last night was unexpected for me, and I think unexpected for many sports fans. As soon as Louisville sort of scored 3 runs, kind of got back, and Coastal Carolina just piled more on. So I just think that it's a fact of Coastal Carolina will give you some runs, but once they give you 3, which is the usual threshold that they hold, you're not winning the game because their offense is so elite. They have so many guys hitting over 300. I mean, guys, their 9-hitter has an OPS of 900 to put in perspective how great they are. I just don't see how LSU can balance that and match up for that because LSU has a great top of the lineup. Their top of the lineup is great, but once you get to after that like 5-6 mark, it's very iffy. Whereas Coastal Carolina, you go 1 through 9, it is a group of guys who gets on base, hits for average, and they also have sprinkled in some power. So I just don't see how LSU can compete with that. But guys, thanks for tuning in for today's episode of the John, Your Daily Sports Up, where we talked about the Men's College World Series and my takes on who I think is going to win it. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram for hot takes and sports updates in real time. And if you're looking for even more sports talk, check out the Sports Syllabus Show, where my partner and I tackle the hottest topics in the sports industry. And it's a 2-ply discussion, strong, reliable, and always ready to clean up the messiest takes in sports. Join me next time on the John, Your Daily Sports Dump, where we'll be unloading a feces of fresh sports data. Until then, keep your game face on and stay regular. This is the John, signing off.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 35, 45 minutes. Somebody open the window.